Hi guys, and welcome back to this week's vlog. Today's vlog is the vet coming out to see if Danny and I can start trotting, which is really exciting. So Dan has been in ridden work now for 3 weeks. It has gone so quick, like with his when I was walking him in hand, I mean it was a lot longer, it was 7 weeks I'd done it for, but it felt like a lifetime, and these last 3 weeks have just flown by. I've literally loved every single minute of riding Dan. It's been amazing. I've been taking him out at 6:30 every morning. So my first ride I'd done when I vlogged it was obviously really early because I was so excited, and I've basically just kept it on. I'm nuts, honestly. I know obviously it's not going to be long and I'm not going to be able to ride him out at 6:30 because it's going to be dark coming into winter, but I just love riding him early in the morning. It puts me in such a good mood, ready to go to work. So yeah, I will miss not riding in the mornings, I will admit. But yeah, it's just been amazing. I've got 3 rides, different rides that I can do with Dan because the vet only wanted me to go out for half an hour, and obviously it's just been walking, so that's what we've been doing, and I've just been changing the rides up so it doesn't get boring for us. But Dan is just absolutely loving life. He's been so different since being in work. He just absolutely loves being in work. Like, he thrives with being ridden. He just loves it. He gets so grumpy if he has too much time off. So yeah, he is just loving life, and he's got to the stage now where he's like wanting to trot. He's like jig jogging, and I'm like, no Dan, you've got to walk. Hopefully it won't be long and you can start trotting. But yeah, he's doing really well, and it's been really nice because when I moved Mittens and Dawn here, I inserted it in the moving vlog with them too. My friend was up because we went to a festival that weekend, and she rode Mittens and I rode Dan, and we just went round the block, and it was really nice to have Mittens and Dan out together because I never imagined Mittens to obviously be ridden again, so it was so nice having both of them out together. But Dan was so excited. I think it was just the fact it was the first week, he'd only been in work for a couple of days, so he was excited about that, but also he hadn't ridden out in company for such a long time. He was so excited. It was so funny. I think I did insert him just jig jogging, and he'd done a buck on the road as well. I was like, oh my god, please don't hurt yourself. And then last week, my friend Maisie, who, guys, she's been on the vlogs, I will have talked about her quite a bit in my vlogs. She came to the London International Horse Show with us in 2022, and I also done a Christmas vlog with her, not last year, it was 22 again, where we went to our friend's school and we done some jumping. She has the brown and white coloured, called Murphy, who's a literal gentle giant. He's like 16 hands, but he's so nice. So basically, Maisie's yard is just across the road. Like, it's a 2 minutes drive from here, and it's not far hacking, obviously. And I told Maisie that we've moved back down here because I basically met Maisie on this yard. So when I first got Dan, I've already mentioned, I had him here, and Maisie was on the same yard as me, and she was literally in that stable there. So it's so weird. I'm literally right next to her stable. And yeah, we used to ride out together. We used to do everything together. And yeah, it was so nice. And then we moved Danny, and then she's moved yards and things, but we've still stayed in contact. We used to still come and pick her up and take her to competitions, and I used to come down and ride with her and things, but she's been away traveling and all sorts. Like, she's been super busy that literally for ages we haven't ridden together, and we like bump into each other. We're like, we've got to go for a ride, or we've got to meet up and go for lunch or something because it's been so long. And then I messaged her when we was moving down here with Mittens and that, because obviously at the stage I couldn't get on Dan, and we finally went riding last week together for the first time. Now, Murphy and Dan are literally best friends. They are the cutest when they're together, and they just get on so well. They are literally best friends. It's so cute. So yeah, I met Maisie, and obviously we're still at the stage of walking Dan, so it was only a walking ride, don't worry guys, we wasn't silly and was trotting and cantering around, obviously. We just went for a nice little poodle, but it was so nice, like me and Maisie catching up and things, and it was so nice the boys back out together. Yeah, it was really nice. And literally, so I saw her the day before, and she was like, when are you next riding? I was like, tomorrow morning at 6:30. She was like, I'm coming. I'm like, are you sure? She was like, yeah. And then every morning last week we rode out at 6:30. It was so funny. And then on the weekend we wanted to go a bit longer, and obviously I couldn't take Dan with us on that ride, unfortunately, but hopefully it won't be long. So I took Mittens out, and we went out with Maisie's boyfriend as well, who rode Murphy, and she borrowed a horse, and we all went out together and went for a canter, and it was really nice. And then the next day I rode with Dan again. So I'm kind of, the longer rides I'm taking Mittens out, and then when we just want to do the short rides or ride early in the morning, then it's Dan. Because I feel guilty not taking Dan out with his best friend and Mittens going out and having fun. So yeah, it was really nice last week to ride out in company with Maze, and Dan definitely enjoyed it. And I'm sure we'll ride out one day this week. But yeah, so that's been really nice. So yeah, it's basically just seeing if Dan's ready to trot. She might say we need to do a few more weeks of walk. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Not sure if I'll be doing the trot up again. I literally have no idea. She's also going to be looking at Dan's feet, because the last time she come out she was quite concerned of the length of his feet, which I mentioned in the vlog. And he gets done 6 weeks. We never go over 6 weeks. He's always done 6 weeks exactly. And when she come out they were only done like 2 weeks before. So it was like, why have they grown so long? But then she did say it might have been because he started doing work, because I was obviously walking him in hand, the blood pumps round because he hadn't done it for a while, and that might be why they've grown. So she asked us if we could push it back to 5 weeks. So luckily our farrier was coming out on the Monday to do Mittens and Dawn, so we spoke to him about it and he said yeah, that's fine. So he's just pulled it back a week early, which was yesterday, which has worked out amazing. So fresh set of shoes, so the vet will be looking at them, making sure she's happy with them. They were so long, even the farrier couldn't believe how long they were. I've never seen that much feet, like toe, come off of him. They were so long. So yeah, we're going to be sticking to 5 weeks now, providing the farrier's the vet's happy with that. So yeah, so she's going to be checking his feet and yeah, assessing him basically, which is really exciting. I will admit there are nerves, like I do have nerves. I'm not as nervous as I was last time, but there are nerves, I will admit. It's just horrible. And also, sorry, this is like a really long intro. I feel like I haven't spoken to the vlog for a while, even though the Dawn one, but that was mainly about Dawn. So Mittens, I've got some sedation for her. You're probably thinking, what have you got sedation for? Well, it's coming up to the time of year where the ponies are going to be being clipped. Now, I'm really lucky with Dan. He is good as gold to be clipped. I can literally have him with no head collar on and clip him right off, and he's like as good as gold. Mittens, on the other hand, is a bit different. If you turn on the clippers, you don't even have to be right next to her, and you won't get anywhere near her with it. We have tried in the past to clip her. She won't let us do it. We've had the vet try, they couldn't do it. Somebody else to try because we thought it was us, but it turns out it's not us. And Mittens is in work like 5-6 days a week, and she is doing a lot. We are going out quite far. We are, oh my god guys, I haven't told you, I don't think. Mittens is cantering. Oh my god, I can't believe I haven't told you. So yeah, Mittens has been cantering for a little while now, which is so exciting. So when I got the saddle, obviously I had a little tiny canter on her in the sand school, but it was nothing much because I wanted to go for a proper one up the track. And we have been for so many canters, I'll have to insert them. Like, she is doing absolutely amazing. She is loving cantering. I think when she was out on loan, I don't know whether she got pulled back when asked to canter or something happened, because when I first started to ask for canter, like she would go and then she was like, oh no, I can't, and I like had to like push her on and be like, no, you're all right, you can go. And then once I'd done that, she was fine. Whereas now when I ask for canter, she's just going. So I don't know like what happened then, because she always used to be fine when I asked for canter. She would just go, but it was almost like, oh, I'm not allowed to, sort of thing. So we're slowly getting her out of that habit. So now when I ask for canter, she is going, which is amazing. But yeah, she's doing really well. I've got so many different videos of me cantering her. I actually captured her first canter. Oh, it was so amazing, and she's just starting to love it. She's like, oh yeah, this is fun now, going cantering. Yesterday I met up with Maze with Mittens, and we went for a canter, and she just loved it so much. And that's really exciting. I did fall off Mitten's Day last week, but I was at the yard, guys. I didn't even go for a ride. I fell off her. She was a little devil, believe it or not. She's like the sweetest pony ever, don't get me wrong, but she has her moments where devil literally comes out, and she is like really sassy, stroppy and stubborn, and that's basically what happened. And I landed on the concrete. I was fine. I got straight back on and we went for a ride, and she was just quite naughty, but she's been fine since. Yeah, but she does have moments like this. But yes, so I'm going to go and get the horses in a minute. They're coming between, well, Jenny's coming between 4 and 5. I'll get my mum to film if we do trot up or whatever's happening. Okay guys, so basically we have to do the trot up again like what happened in the last vlog. So I have to walk down and then turn around at the end and walk back up towards the vets. Now Dan was actually very chilled. Last time I done it in a bridle, but yeah, he was a lot more chilled. I just put the lead rope through like the head collar just in case we had a bit of silliness. But no, he was very good. But yeah, you got to ignore my long socks, guys. I know it's really not a good vibe with the shoes, but hey ho. But yeah, really pleased with how he walked up. And look at that shine, honestly. And ignore the mane, guys, I promise. Oh, where is my mum going with this filming? Apologies. Oh, there's me turning around. There's Thule with Jupiter. Oh, okay, we are looking. Oh, there I am again. Right now, oh my god, what was that running? Jesus. Oh, I tripped. Oh god, I bet the vet thought, Jesus. Oh my god, this is embarrassing watching myself back. I could hardly run. Did we even trot properly? Oh my god. I'm surprised she didn't ask me to trot back down. That was awful. God, my running was really not a good vibe. Anyway, had a little pathetic trot, and then we had to trot back up, so the vet had to watch us from behind. Look at him. God, doesn't he look beautiful? I might bias, guys, but God, the shine, the movement. Oh yeah, he is looking smart. Right, so it's a trot, and then we had to turn around. Did we trot back? No, oh yeah, it's flexion test time now. So as you would have just heard me say, it was flexion test time. Dan got a bit excited, so we had to do it at the other end, and then I had to trot back up. Now the vet did say to me when I was just at the top, she was like, now he's probably going to go lame on the flexion test, but don't worry about it. Like, it's nothing to worry about, it's normal. But yeah, he will probably go lame. So I was a bit like, oh my god. But to be honest, I'm pleased like she told me that, else I would have been more worried. So he was such a good boy, but I hate a reflection test. I've had to do it quite a few times with Mittens, and then obviously with Dan, but his was last done when she first come out. But it's like the waiting game, because she goes 3, 2, 1, go, and you've got to be so quick, because else it won't work and you've got to retake it. So it's like I was stood there getting ready for her to go 3, 2, 1, go. Also guys, the vet's really happy with his feet now, which is good, so we're going to be continuing going every 5 weeks. And off we go. But actually he responded really well, and like I said, she was expecting him to be lame, and he actually wasn't, which is just like brilliant, like amazing. So that's really good. And then basically that was the end of our trot up.
Start a little bit of trotting under saddle. Yep. Okay. Short bursts on even ground, and I want you to do, you can do it as part of the 30 minutes. Obviously be mindful in terms of increasing, as if you are working every day, don't like absolutely hammer him. Do you see what I mean? So you might still want to do a few days where you are just walking, but I want you to do it all hacking for now. And then if we get up to a month's work of walking, trotting, then that's when I kind of go, see what you want to do in terms of schoolwork, and then building up in terms of job work after that.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, obviously I don't think anytime soon, but do you think he will come back to be able to jump?
I'm hopeful, given how he's responded, that we should be able to get him. But essentially we need to do trot work, and then I want you to be cantering him, and just checking that he can cope with that first. If he stays and remains sound, then we can then essentially then pack on and see what he wants to do. Yeah, so I don't want you to trot him every day, okay? So you can have short bursts of trot to start with every day. By that I want, you know, a couple of minutes of trot and then stop, and then, you know, like you would
once or twice
for a car to pass, you know, probably a couple of times in the 30 minutes, and then maybe give him a day of just walking, and then a bit of trotting, and then I don't want you to go trot, trot, trot every day.
Okay guys, so the vet's obviously Dan's been turned back out in the field because I've taken Mitz for a ride and he didn't really need to be in. Making the most of him being out in the field as it's been so long since he's been able to. So it's very good news. So my mum obviously filmed, so I had to do the trot up. So basically I had to do the same as last time. So I had to walk him down, walk him back up, and then I was able to trot him down and trot him back up, which he was sound, which we knew he was sound the last time she come out, because obviously if he wasn't sound I wouldn't have been able to ride him, but she was just checking he's still sound in trot, because when he first done his injury he was actually sound in walk, it was trot. So although obviously I've been walking him and he's been feeling fine, but with him obviously not being used to me being on him since his injury and that, he could have done too much and it could have made him lame again from me riding him. So we had to do the trot up to make sure he was continuing being sound, which he basically passed. He was sound, which is obviously a relief. We didn't think he wouldn't be, but we've obviously got to check that he's been fine with me riding him for 3 weeks. So he passed that, which is brilliant. And then she wanted to do a flexion test with him, and she said to me, she said, look, he'll probably fail the flexion test, don't worry about it, like it's not a bad thing, but he probably will fail it. So she said don't worry. So we done the flexion test, and then I just had to trot up, and she said he was fine, like he wasn't lame, like he passed it. She said he responded to that really well. She wasn't expecting him to be sound after the flexion test, so that's brilliant. So yeah, and then she was basically like, you can start trotting him, but it's not going to be like back to normal, guys, me trotting him and now getting him fit. We can only do a little bit of trotting, and basically just work it up. So for the next 3 to 4 weeks I'm going to be trotting him. I can't trot him every single ride at the minute, so I said, what about every other ride if I had a little trot? And she said yeah, that's fine, because I thought, well, I just have to trot him like 3 times a week. I didn't know if every other day would still be too much, but she said no, every other day will be fine, but obviously don't do like 5-10 minutes of trotting, like literally do like a couple minutes, that's it, like do 1 or 2 trots, and just like short trots, as if there was like a car behind and you need to trot up to pull into a lay-by. She was like, that sort of thing. So she said do that for 3 to 4 weeks. Apologies guys, and apologies on the lighting, it's currently 10 to 8, but I had to stop out in the field because Dan just went absolutely crazy. He was like bucking and galloping around, and obviously he still can't be doing stuff like that. I don't know, he proper got a bee in his bonnet. So yeah, I do apologise about the lighting. My phone isn't great either. Let me just, yeah, so I've got the light on, but it's not coming out very well on my camera, so apologies. But we're going to be doing 3 to 4 weeks of little trots, and then I said, oh, so are you going to come back out in 3 to 4 weeks time to like assess? And she was like, no, I don't need to do that, we'll just do a phone call, and basically then I'll be able to up the trot, and I'll be just doing more trotting and kind of bringing it back to normal. And then I think by that point it'll be like between 6 to 8 weeks, then she'll come back out and assess him, and we'll do the same as what we done today. And then I should be able to, all being well, introduce the canter basically, which is really exciting. So yeah, 6 to 8 weeks time I should, fingers crossed, all being well, be able to introduce the canter. But yeah, for the moment, for the next 3 to 4 weeks, it's going to be little tiny trots, phone call with the vet, and then up his trotting for another few weeks, and then I can start cantering. Dan, please do not rub out your tail. Got a feeling, guys, he's trying to annoy me today. He's doing everything that irritates me. Come on, away from there. Come on, I'm not having you rubbing your tail, mister. Come on, move away. Thank you. So yeah, all in all, absolutely buzzing. It's just, it feels really different. Last time was a lot more special because obviously I was unable to ride him, whereas because he's been going so well in walk, I knew I had that thingy, or what if he can't, if we've got to do a bit longer walking. But I kind of knew because he was going well, I'd be able to start trotting. But yeah, absolutely buzzing we're at this stage. Also, I think my mum filmed it. But I just said to her, I was like, obviously, I know it's not going to be anytime soon. You know, I'm talking about next year, but sorry, I'm trying to get the lighting's better. Will I be able to go back to jumping or not? And she said, if he continues going like he is, obviously it's a long way away, which I'm fully aware. I know it won't be till next year. And even if we don't do it next year, like even if it has to be the end of next year, like I don't care when. I just kind of wanted to know because I've kind of been like, don't really know like what's happening. And she said, all being well, if he continues going like he is, and if he's going well after we've done canter work and once we introduce the schooling, because after the 6 to 8 weeks I should be able to start going into the school. If all being well with the cantering, the trot work, going into the school, then he should, fingers crossed, touch wood, come back to normal, and I should be able to jump him basically, which is amazing. Obviously I've said all the way along, if she said to me you'll never be able to jump him again, obviously I would be gutted, but it's not the end of the world. I can go and do different stuff with him. Like, I wasn't really bothered. Like, obviously, yeah, I would be gutted, but like there's lots of other stuff we can do. It's literally not the end of the world. It's not like all I've ever done was jumped and done nothing else. So yeah, but I just kind of wanted to have an idea. But yeah, all being well, he should come back to normal, but like I'm not rushing anything, you know. So if I'm not, you know what I'm trying to say, guys, like if it's another 2 years before we can start jumping, like I don't care. I'm not putting a time limit on it. I just wanted a rough idea. And also on Instagram, when I do questions, it's like, will Dan ever be able to be jumped again? And I obviously haven't been able to answer it. I'm like hoping he'll be able to, obviously, but I don't know. So yeah, I've cleared that up with the vet, so we've just got to see how Dan gets on basically, but the vet is very happy with him. And yeah, so she did say walking, I could take him out for an hour if we're just done walking, obviously still flat, but with doing the trotting and that, only 40 minutes max. So yeah, really happy with the outcome. And yeah, tomorrow, well, I don't know now, tomorrow I might just walk him, because he's been silly in the field, I might just walk him for a ride and then actually do his first proper little trot on Friday. I'll just see how he is basically, because yeah, if he's been silly, it's not the best of things for him. So yeah, I'll either do it tomorrow, I would have definitely done it tomorrow, but I don't know, I might end up doing it Friday now. I've also got Mittens' Dan, I think it's a treat now. Mittens' sedation, I've been told how to do it, how much to give her. So I'm going to be doing that on Friday with her. Maisie's going to come up and help me, because I've got to put the paste under her tongue, which is going to be really interesting. So I might vlog it, I might not, I don't know. Stay tuned for that vlog. But there is an exciting vlog coming, so stay tuned. It will either be after this vlog, or if I end up vlogging Mittens being clipped, then the clipping vlog will be out next, and then the exciting one will be out after. But yeah, stay tuned, and I will do a vlog with Dan. Let me know, guys, what videos you would like to see. Obviously, it's very different with Dan because I can only do a little bit of trotting, if you know what I mean. But if you guys would like to do a ride with me, with Dan, then comment down below. Or if there's anything else you guys would like to see me do with Dan, even if that's not riding him, then let me know. Also, he's having his mane done on Saturday, which I'm so excited for. Zara's going to come out and it's going to be all nice and short again. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, please make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for the next vlog, whether it's the clipping vlog with Mitts or if it's the exciting one. And yeah, comment down below what other vlogs you would like to see with Mittens as well, not just Dan. If there's any vlogs you'd like to see with Mittens, Dawn or Dan, then let me know. But obviously we have to do it where Dan's able to do it. But I'll see you next time. Bye.